Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Welcome, one and all. I am It's the Sheppy, or It's the Sheffy, and this is the Iron Shep. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Iron Shep. I am It's the Sheffy. The camera is a little too low. There we go. And I am here to cook food live on twitch.tv/It's the Sheppy, the only cooking show on this channel. How's everybody doing? I hope, Coco, you're doing great. I feel like because I'm starting the stream a little later today, I wonder just how many people I've thrown off who were expecting me to go live at the usual time, and instead I went out live an hour later. I am willing to bet there's a decent portion of people who didn't get the memo. We'll see if that is the case. It's probably the case. But I feel like this time as a start time is better. Music's a bit too loud. Like right now, the music's a bit loud. Really? Huh. Okay. I mean, I can bring myself up a little bit, but the music, me and the music should be doing just fine. Okay. Hey, Rhythmic! Rhythmic, welcome back to the stream. Coco says he's doing okay. Just called my relatives like, yeah, sorry, I know I was gonna swing by dinner for some, but some shit came up at work. You know how it is. But you didn't want to leave the house. And you know what? I feel you, my man. I have made that call once or twice in the past. Sometimes I just want to stay home and just relax. Usually, I like to listen to my brain in cases like that. If I'm invited to go somewhere and my brain is just going, no, 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 there's probably a reason why my brain doesn't want me to go. Now, sometimes I know it's just because my brain's being a pussy, and sometimes I know I gotta step out of the house and go, like, make a memory or something like that. But other times I know it's because work's been shitty, and I'm tired, and I just want to stay at home. And that's when I stay at home. Also, hanging, like, who really cares about the Jewish New Year? Yeah, I mean, I didn't get a card for the Jewish New Year. Didn't even know it was today. Happy New Year, Judaism. Rhythmic says he skipped out on Brewfest because he wanted to stay home. And now you're watching It's the Sheppy. You're going to watch me make some spaghetti and meatballs. It's going to be great. I am very excited to make spaghetti and meatballs. I'm so excited I forgot to get the ground beef out of the goddamn fridge. All right. You're in the living room TV. My roommates can see you. Hi, Phoenix's roommates. I'm that guy who plays the games that he watches every now and then. Now I'm doing a cooking show. I'm on the TV. All right. So I have many times in my life cooked spaghetti. I'm an old hand at it. But I have never cooked spaghetti and meatballs, and also have never prepared my own meat, like, spaghetti sauce. That's what this can of crushed tomatoes is all about. Rhythmic throwing in a lot of fucking bits. 333 bits, and they're all Pride bits. I've never seen that bit. Oh, it's a little unicorn winking at me. Thank you very much, Rhythmic. I appreciate the biddies very, very much. Daddy Shep is going to make his special... Nope. Alright, so the spaghetti is obviously the easy part. I already have the pot set aside for the spaghetti, and I've got the other bigger pot to cook the meatballs in. The meatballs is what's going to take all the effort and time. The recipe calls for me to simmer the meat sauce for 8 to 10 minutes, and I think when I start simmering is when I'm going to, like, put the spaghetti in, and try to get everything kind of ready to go all at the same time. So that we're not just sort of sitting around cooling our heels, and more importantly, letting our food get cold. That's the thing I'm maybe most anxious about when preparing food is, you know, when I'm doing it by myself and you cook you have to cook multiple things at the same time. So you cook the one thing and you set that aside, and then you go cook the other thing, and by the time you come back to the one thing, it's been sitting there forever, and now it's like not hot anymore. That bothers me. Hey, Mom! Welcome to the stream. My mom is in the chat. Everybody behave yourselves. All you need to make an okay but bland sauce. Look, if it's edible, that's a win for me. Okay? We are nowhere near shooting for the moon to like make the most delectable pizza sauce, spaghetti sauce that's known to man. I just want to make something that's edible, something that doesn't give me food poisoning, something that like a human might eat. That's the goal. For those of you who were around last night for the conversation that Blue and I had on his channel, we had a very fun talk about the Kaseki series. It went for like 4.5 hours. It went for a very long time. We had a lot to discuss, and I felt like we kept the conversation moving at a pretty healthy clip, and we still, it took a while to get all the way through it. We didn't even talk about certain things. So thank you everybody who tuned in for that. I hope you all enjoyed it, and I hope we have reason to talk about video games in the future, because I had a lot of fun. The 4 hours flew by. I have a difficult time sometimes doing a full 3-hour stream without feeling tired or feeling kind of antsy and wanting to move, but man, when I was talking to Blue, I could have done, I probably could have done that all night if I didn't have to sleep and wasn't feeling completely exhausted. I'm glad you enjoyed it, Coco. Alright, so we're going to get started here. If you want to know what it is that I'll be cooking, that's !recipe in the chat. That will pull up the recipe for you so you can see what it is I'm going to be making. And if you want to control the music that plays during the show, that's !jukebox in the chat. That'll give you the instructions on how to do so. I'm just got my backup playlist playing, so if you want to interrupt that at any time to play your own music, please feel free to do just that. What's for dinner? We're making spaghetti and meatballs today. I am going to be making the meatballs by hand, and the sauce, I've got like the crushed tomatoes, I've got the onion, I've got the cloves of garlic, I got the parsley. We got all kinds of stuff. And we're gonna get started. So, the directions on the recipe that I linked calls for me to start the pot of boiling salted water and to cook the spaghetti and then drain it. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that right now because I have a feeling I'm just going to have some lukewarm spaghetti sitting off to the side by the time I'm ready to eat. And what is up with with my stupid camera not like, can we get a good can we get a focus? Can we not? Is it not focused? Maybe I just need to buy a better camera. It's probably what I need to do, is buy a better camera. Meatballs, grandmas are the best. Well, we're going to see how mine stack up. So even though the recipe calls for me to get the boil going, to get the spaghetti going, I think I'm going to hold off on that for right now because I want to make sure I get the sauce. I want to have the sauce ready and simmering by the time I get the spaghetti started, because the spaghetti takes about 11 minutes and the simmering takes 8 to 10. So I figure you need a light on your face. I know, I do need to get a light. It's a little bit tough to do. I could replace some of the light bulbs in there, but it wouldn't be... Yeah, and this one's kind of behind me, so it's not great. The cam will focus better, but you're fine for now. Thank you. Are you getting a replay of watching water? Are we getting a replay of watching water getting up to a boil? No, Namander, we are not going to do that because I am going to start pre-boiling the water at a strategic moment in the stream. But the first thing we're going to do is, it says, in a large bowl, combine the beef with breadcrumbs, parsley, parmesan, egg, garlic, 1 teaspoon of salt, and red pepper flakes. Mix until just combined and then form into 16 balls. Well, I don't think we're going to be forming into 16. The recipe is calling for this is going to serve 4 people and I'm serving only 1. So we're just going to see how many meatballs we get out of 3/4 pound of ground beef. So the first thing we need is the pot. So let me retrieve that. I had a big pot. There it is. Well, no, not a pot, a bowl, rather. So here's our bowl, ready to go. Let's see, parsley, a teaspoon of salt, oh, that's right, the onion doesn't go in at this stage. Okay, so let's set the bowl to the side. Breadcrumbs, parsley, parmesan, and the egg. Oh, I need to get the egg. Okay, we got a little egg. Nice pronunciation of parmesan. Pet peeve of me when people mispronounce it. I picked that up from Arrested Development. Gene Parmesan. Ah, Gene! So, Coco, you watched the stream last night. Did you pick up on the fact that I blew my voice out immediately at the very start of the stream when I shouted my Justice Hammer? Did you pick up on that? I completely blew my fucking voice out. Yes, I'm super glad you picked up on that because that was frustrating and embarrassing. I was like, God damn it. I was looking forward to the stream all weekend long. And the very first thing I do is I get excited, so I want to yell, I want to do a justice hammer, and I annihilate my voice straight away. I was so frustrated with myself. Okay, so we need to do, should I put in the beef first or the ingredients? I probably should put the beef in first and then put the ingredients on top of it and then start mixing. Ooh, it occurs to me I'm probably gonna have to do a lot of this with my hands. Ugh, that's not fun. Alright. There is something charming. I really like something about, like, raw ground beef or something like that. It feels like you're unwrapping a present when you, like, unwrap the thing that the supermarket gives you, that the meat comes in. I had the same feeling with the fish, too. It feels like a precious resource, doesn't it? It's a little bit special. It was Blue Stream. You have conditioned us for low expectations. Wait a minute, what do you mean I've conditioned you? I haven't conditioned you for low expectations. Alright, so there's the beef. Where's the beef? There it is. Alright, so we got the ground beef. We are going to put in... Let's drop the egg in there. Some people can, like, do the egg with, like, one hand. I don't understand that. I don't understand how people can do that. Oh, I got some mushrooms. The recipe doesn't call for it, but I wanted to drop these in the sauce because I want my sauce to have mushrooms in it. Let's actually cut up some of this parsley and drop the parsley in. Thing is, I don't know, like, is it, like, common that you get, like, the stems in with the parsley? Like, is that just something you just live with? Is that it's just gonna have stems? 2 eggs at a time? Don't be afraid to smell it, too. To smell what? Look at this. Some of this parsley is, like lots of stems. I don't want stems. I feel like stems would be crunchy. Stems are fine. Just chop it. Oh, you mean, like, just... You know what I need is, like, a chopping knife. I don't really have a chopping knife. I've got, like... Like, isn't there, like, a type of knife where you just, like, chop, chop, chop? You know? Smell the burger. Why would I smell the burger? What am I smelling it for? I don't know. It doesn't smell like much of anything. I guess I could gather it and start, like you just go and, like, chop mad like that. You just start, like, hacking at it. Ooh, I guess it does come apart pretty easily once you start kind of hacking away at it. Huh. I didn't quite expect to be so susceptible to chopping. Choppy, choppy. Yes, the parsley does give off a very distinctive scent. It is an herb, is it not? I'd like to know if the meat has a wang to it. A wang? Look, I just bought it today from the grocery store. I'm pretty certain that Hannaford's grocery store isn't looking to cause me any harm. This seems like a lot of parsley, doesn't it? How much parsley does it call for? 1/4 of a cup freshly... Oh, wait, that's the Parmesan. Where's the parsley? Oh, 1/4 cup parsley as well. So, let's see, that's 1/3 cup. So it only calls for 1/4 cup parsley, so... Let's stuff the parsley in there. Get ourselves a nice... Okay. Alright, there you go. There's about 1/4 cup of parsley for you. That's a fuck ton of parsley. Well, we're not putting it all in there. Look, they only sell parsley as, like... They only sell it in, like, the bunch, you know? I don't know if I'm allowed to, like, pick apart the bunch of parsley just to get the exact amount of parsley that I want. I wish that I could. The thing is grocery stores, they all sell stuff in, like, serving sizes, assuming that you're cooking for, like, a family. Like, where is my goddamn bachelor grocery store that has all the same stuff that's in a normal grocery store, but portioned for bachelors? Like, they just assume that you're buying and cooking for one person. I would shop exclusively at just such a place. Okay. Beef. Oh, we need the breadcrumbs. Okay. Where's my breadcrumbs? There they are. You actually wash your hands after cracking an egg? That's almost weirder to me than the fridge Doritos. I rinse my hands after raw eggs, raw meat, but I'm obsessive. Let's see. What's it calling for the breadcrumbs? 1/3 a cup of breadcrumbs. So here's 1/3 cup. I can probably move this back to the chopping block so you guys can get a cleaner look at what I'm doing. Yeah, and at a certain point here, I am going to have to do that. I am going to have to stick my hands in there and start rooting around. You know what it occurs to me is I probably shouldn't do this whole, like, follow the recipe exactly, because it is assuming a much larger portion than what I'm actually doing. So I should probably calm down a little bit on some of the portion sizes that it's calling for. Not too much, but I'm going to calm down a little bit. How much Parmesan does it call for? 1/4 of a cup. So we're not going to do the full 1/4 of a cup here. You got to math that? I ain't gonna. I'm bad at math. I have no math skills, so I'm not even going to try. I mean, if the recipe says it serves 4 and you're eating alone, cut the serving size into 4. It's easy. Yeah. But I don't know. I'm not confident I can do that kind of on the fly. So how much Parmesan does it call for? 1/4 of a cup. So we'll have it and go to 1/8. You know what? Let me just scoop it out. Alternatively, make enough for 4 and then just have leftovers. Or I could do a little bit of both, you know? Just sort of, kind of wing it. Alright, there we go. Get some Parmesan in there. Let's see, so we got the beef, the breadcrumbs, the parsley, the Parmesan, the egg. We need garlic, right? So we're gonna do... It calls for 2 cloves garlic, and I am actually going to do 2 cloves garlic because garlic is delicious. And a man's gotta have his garlic, so let's prepare the garlic here. Whoops. Ooh, this is gonna be like 3 cloves garlic, but this one's more of like a half and half, you know? I always say cook for 2 if you're single, just in case someone wonderful comes in your door. That's an optimistic viewpoint, Rhythmic. I like that. It's very optimistic. Wait, what kind of travesty is this pre-grated Parmesan? Look, Demander, what do I look like to you? Do I look like I'm made of time here? Look, I cut corners if and where I can, alright? It's generally cheaper than fresh, non-grated. It is cheaper, yeah. It is a little bit less expensive. I will tell you one thing, is since starting these streams, I mean, these streams are way different from my video game streams. Because these streams, like, when you think about it, even though I am eating the food, these streams are a lot more, like, expensive than, like, a typical stream. You know what I'm saying? Like, I am buying, like, a lot of ingredients. There's a lot of overhead cost outside of the actual studio setup. There's a lot going on. I gave you $3, that covers the parm. Thank you very much. You did give me $3, so that does cover some of it. Yes, everybody should remember that anything that is given to the channel gets put back into the channel. However much that I can, I make sure that I'm always sort of allocating the money to where it needs to go. And I understand that some people, I have been told in the past, people have been like, oh, no, that money's for you, you know, spend it on yourself. And I'm like, I usually just go, okay, and I just leave it in the bank account because I enjoy, you know, eating out whenever I can. I like having a few extra bucks. But whenever possible, any money you give to me, it shows up on stream. I mean, you're looking at it right now. I've got a kitchen studio so I can do my goofy, stupid cooking stream that nobody asked for. But here it is. I am pretty disappointed. I feel like I got ripped off by that, like, Naruto, apron. I'm gonna wait and see how that pans out. I reported it to PayPal as fraudulent, or I basically just reported it to PayPal saying, like, hey, I never got the goods. I did email the person, and they never got back to me. So I followed my due diligence. It's sort of a bummer. It always sort of hurts when it's like, you know, you go with a smaller shop, you know, you go online and you feel kind of bad for using Amazon sometimes because Amazon's like a huge company that mistreats its workers, that exploits communities, and Jeff Bezos is clearly an evil fuck because he's got 80 billion zillion billions. Oh yeah, Pearl Baby. Yeah, Pearl Baby is right over here. Let's see if we can get her on camera. Nope. Oh wait. Oh, she just moved out of camera. She just moved out of camera. I'm sorry. Sorry, she just moved out of camera. But yeah, Pearl does hang around this stream a little bit. She's been really underfoot lately. Ever since I switched up her food, I've noticed that she's had a lot more energy and she's been underfoot a lot. But anyway, like I was saying, you feel bad going to Amazon because it's like every dollar you give Amazon is just, you know, just another cent in Jeff Bezos's goddamn enormous bank account. But then you decide, okay, well, I'm going to vote with my dollars. I'm going to buy from like a little online shop that doesn't have like the power and the acclaim that Amazon has behind it, and they rip you off. So it's like, well, I guess that's why people shop on Amazon, because we can't have nice things. Oh well. All right, so that's the garlic added. We got 1 teaspoon of salt. Do I have some scoopable salt here? Yeah, here we go. I've got some salt that I can scoop. Because I've got like the grinder sea salt, but this is, I just want to measure it out. And it's calling for 1 teaspoon. I'm going to leave that at a teaspoon because, like, what the hell? Man likes his salt, you know what I'm saying? Should I be able to... There we go. Alright. Ooh. That is a lot of salt. Okay. That might be a little salty. So we'll just leave it there. And the red pepper flakes. How much red pepper flakes does it call for? 1/2 teaspoon of red pepper flakes. You know what? I'm just gonna eyeball this one.
Welcome to the Shepomaniacs.
Oh, thank you very, very much. Who was that? Pumpkin Mongoose. Thank you. Thank you. RPG fan, you don't like salt? Hi, Cherry. How's it going? Welcome back to the stream. Appreciate everybody tuning in. In case those of you were wondering, yes, I did start the stream an hour later. The streams will be at 6 p.m. Eastern from now on for the cooking stream because it just lines up a little bit better for me. It gives me more of my Sunday to work with, and it's also later in the day, so I'm hungrier. It feels a little bit more natural to be making food at around this time. Okay. And, alright, so I've done all that. Now the only thing left to do is mix it all up. Well, other than, obviously, throwing out all this stuff. God, cooking, like, especially with, like, garlic and onions and stuff. Man, it makes a mess. It makes a crazy mess. Seeing myself on chat. Hi, Mom. Hi. Alright. I need a snack now, BRB. RPG fan. I don't mind salt as long as there's not too much. Well, that is a lot of salt, but it's because I'm going to be mixing it in with the meat here. Speaking of mixing it in with the meat, this is my least favorite part. I don't like doing anything with my hands. In fact, what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to quickly rinse my hands off. Even though they're just about to go in the meat, I just want to make sure that my hands are nice and rinsed. Okay. Parmesan is only a protected trademark in Europe. Outside Europe, any cheese can use the name legally. Oh, I thought Parmesan was like I thought a Parmesan was like a type of cheese. Ugh. There's like egg in here too. Here we go. Oh, I hate it already. Oh, this is so easily my least favorite part. Oh, God. Oh, I hate it. Oh, I hate it. Oh, I hate it. It's so gross. Oh, it is so gross. Like, let's be real. If I lived on a farm, I'd be a vegetarian. Like, if I lived on a farm and had to do, like... I had to, like, kill the animal and skin it and gut it and prepare the meat myself and handle it with my hands. If I had to actually do that, I'd for sure be a vegetarian. I don't know where I'd get my protein from. I hear there's good protein in legumes. I guess maybe if you get hungry enough, you put up with it, and it doesn't become so bad. But if I have the choice, I'm one of those guys. Beans have a lot of protein. Yeah. So who knows? Maybe I'd farm myself a lot of beans. Soy stuff has protein. God, what is soy? Is it a plant? Is soy like an oil that's harvested from something? Like, is it harvested from legumes, or soy is a bean? Okay. In Europe, Parmesan is designated PDO, protected designation of origin. What? Oh, soybeans. Okay, there you go. Ooh, Yoda Rappin' Boku no Hero Academia soundtrack. Fucking love that soundtrack. I did actually catch myself up a little bit on Boku no Hero, so I'm mostly caught up for if like the new season drops and it's like a baller season. Melos Popo, it's midnight and I'm hungry. It's midnight, so you are in Europe. Do you mind telling us where in Europe you are? I love my international fan base. Of course, it might be a little premature to call you a fan, but just keep watching. You'll fall in love. Everyone does. I'm It's the Chefy. This is the best cooking show on this channel. Everyone says so. Alright, that's nice and mixed, I think. Let's get it all squished up. Try to mix it up as much as possible.
Welcome to the Shepomaniacs.
Hey, thank you very much. In Germany, I actually have a decent amount of people. Rub that meat. All right, calm down. It has sort of a Play-Doh kind of quality to it, doesn't it? It's actually like I'm getting a lot of like when I was a kid vibes. You know, working with like Play-Doh or like GAC. Everyone remember GAC?
Welcome to the Shepomaniacs.
Risky Vittles, thank you very much for that as well. That's a garlic skin. We don't need that. What you making? This will be meatballs. Okay. Okay, so I need to. Okay. So there, I've got the thing ready. It's mixed up. Let me rinse my hands off here. Names are not showing up on the screen. What do you mean, RPG fan? I can see names on the screen right now. Oh, you mean for like follows and stuff? Yes, I opted to take follows and follow notifications off because some people were scamming, or not scamming, but they were follow trolling. They would have like Twitch inappropriate names, and they'd show up on screen, and I hated it. So, once again, because we cannot have nice things, I went ahead and took them off. I'll just read them out. It allows me to basically to see who it was that followed. I know they show up in the chat, I think, or something like that, but I just prefer not to have them flash across my screen if it's something pretty shitty. It's just one of those considerations when you have a Twitch channel. Alright, so that's that ready to go. So what we're going to do now is we are going to switch over to the stove. And we're going to get this stove up and running. So it says to call for medium heat. Now, for those of you who remember, the truest of the Shepomaniacs among you will remember the last time we were cooking on this stove, I filled my house with smoke because the recipe called for high heat, and that was way too much. Now this one calls to heat it up on medium with a little bit of olive oil in there. I don't know how much olive oil it technically calls for. Add olive oil. It says 2 tablespoons. I'm just gonna eyeball that. That seems about right. Alright, so we're gonna heat that up. Whoops, sorry, I'm looking at the wrong camera. We're gonna heat that up, and then we're going to add the meatballs to it and let them cook. And we're gonna have to watch them because we're gonna have to make sure that that we're turning them and stuff, that they're browning nicely before we take them off. That's like 5 tablespoons, but it's fine. Better too much than too little. Is that 5? Is that really that many tablespoons? I didn't think it was that many tablespoons. I honestly, I don't know. I'm not good at calling it. Olive oil's great. Whatever. No one ever died from ODing olive oil. You guys see that YouTube video of that woman who drinks I think she drinks like 5 quarts of castor oil or something. She just pours castor oil into these cups and then just drinks it one after the other. All I'm saying is that it's unlikely that I'm gonna have something wrong with me because of too much olive oil. Fat and calories are our friends. Suits and ties. Welcome, Suitarian, back to the stream. Thank you very much for tuning in, my friend. Olive oil is so good, but I like coconut oil too. See, everybody out here, everybody are talking about different kinds of oils, and I don't know what the difference is between one or the other. Seriously. I don't know the difference between one oil or another. Is this heating up? All right, that's heating up. And probably, it's a big pot, so it's gonna take a little while for it to get heated up. I've already got I've got this on low heat down here. This is eventually gonna be what I'm cooking the pasta in. It's kind of a small pot. I ordered a bigger one. I have a bigger pot, but prior to the stream going live, I found that it wasn't sitting evenly on the stove. And I was thinking to myself, maybe that's why it took forever for that pot to get hot, is because it wasn't sitting evenly. It rocked a little bit. It had it was focusing too much of the heat on a single part of the pot. So 30 minutes to go before the stream, I'm in here hitting it with a hammer, pounding on it to try to beat it flat, and I didn't make any progress. So I'm just probably gonna have to order another pot. Let's see. Wait, Flashpoint sanitation is for suckers. Flavor mainly, yeah. They also are chemically different too. Don't forget to salt the water once it's on a roiling boil. Good call. You are correct, sir. The downside to your stove top type. Yes. I just wanted it to be even. I noticed that this pot isn't completely even. The olive oil is gathering sort of in the corners. It is starting to get nice and hot, so I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna roll up the meatballs and get them in there. So once again, I'm gonna have to get my hands dirty with the meatballs. So, but whatever, we can always just go back to washing them. So all I'm doing right now is I'm eyeballing each meatball size to try to get them. That one's kind of small. So maybe we'll try to do a bigger one next to it. I'll do a nice big chunka. Here we go. You're so sexy when you get your hands dirty, Shep. Thank you, Suits. I appreciate it, I think. Another one in there. Yeah, they warp after some. Nothing you can do about it. Yo, there's a great sword design in Warframe. That's just the Monado. That's great. Man, it has been a little while since I played Warframe. It has been a little while since I played Warframe. I need to get back into that game. Actually, now that I say that out loud, do I really have to get back into that game? I actually don't know if that's true. I like a good cast iron because they don't warp, at least mine doesn't. So I'm looking online to find one. I don't know if the one I've found that I kind of intend to buy is cast iron or not. I don't know enough about these sort of things to know if is there an alternative to cast iron? And if there is, why would you get one that isn't cast iron then? That doesn't make any sense to me. If cast iron is just flat out better, it doesn't warp and stuff, then why would you ever do it differently? These are gonna be big meatballs. These are gonna be big fucking meatballs. Reminding me I've got to get Xenoblade Chronicles on Switch next year. Oh, yeah, you do. How have you not played that game yet?
Good news, everyone!
That's gotta be Kehode. That's gotta be Kehode. Welcome, Kehode. Thank you very much for tuning in. It's great to see you. It is great to see you. Just getting this last meatball nice and rolled up. I might have to bring the heat up a little bit because, yeah, it's not These aren't really cooking all that quickly yet. So let's bring the heat up just a tad, and let's wash our hands. Ooh, that's some hot water. So welcome to the stream, Kehode. We are making spaghetti and meatballs, and at the moment we're kind of just working on the meatballs, trying to get them all set. Never done this before. That's the thing about this show, is I'm always ever cooking stuff that I've never tried before. Shep, you should put the rolled up balls before placing them on the pan so you could just tong them. Okay. I'm not the biggest fan of electric stovetops. I mean, this is just the one that was in the house, so that's what I'm dealing with. So I should have rolled them before and then tonged them on? I mean, I guess. I should have done that. Okay. Ooh, they are actually browning. Like a little bit. That was a donation, by the way. What was that? 100! Thank you very much, Kehode, for the 100 biddies. Very, very appreciated. Okay, let's get that there. A little bit of that. Let them continue to cook. I've got your guys' chat here on the phone. Oh God, Phoenix, he's fine. He'll wash his hands. Yeah, Phoenix, you're being a little mommy right now. Like I'll be fine, honestly. Like, I'm sure if I'm ever in the process of making a huge glaring error, it'll be made obvious to me that, you know, it's something that I should do. But in the meantime, kind of let me learn, you know? Like, some advice here and there is always good, but if you second guess literally everything that I'm doing, it's gonna make me an anxious wreck. So how you doing, Kehode? I'm exhausted. I just got home after a 2.5-hour drive. My goodness, why were you driving for 2.5 hours? You're like me with the knives. I know, Coco Frack constantly losing. Well, that's what they're for. They're to take your dinky dollars. Alright, I'm actually going to pop one of these headphones out because it occurred to me that part of cooking is actually like hearing the thing that you're cooking. And I kind of low-key can't really hear these things cooking if I've got the headphone in. No big deal, but... So about how often, like, you gotta kind of turn these all the time, huh? Keep them cooking. Since they're spherical, how do you keep them from just, like, rolling over to the side? You have to, like, flatten them, like, a little bit to get them to stay, to get them to cook properly. That's my present challenge, is making sure that they're, like, cooking evenly and stuff. I had appointments on Friday and hung out with friends from the early 2000s. That's a nice looking Monado. Oh, you linked the Monado? You know what I would really love, and I'm super jealous of? You ever, like, watch these streamers and it's clear that they have, like, a producer who kind of controls their stream, so, like, when people link stuff in the chat, they can just be like, hey, so-and-so, can you bring that up? And, like, they'll put it on the stream for you. And they'll, like, keep an eye on the Twitch chat for you and stuff. Like, basically people who run their Twitch like it's a TV show. Like, I think you lose a little bit of the authenticity if you're that kind of guy. But at the same time, kind of super jealous. It seems to be cooking, like, a little unevenly. I don't know if I need to move it a little. Part of the problem, I guess, is that because it's a flat electric cooktop, I can't actually... It's hard. I'm kind of just eyeballing where the center of the heat is. That's a bit too produced for me at that point, but I appreciate the appeal. Yeah, it just takes a lot of the effort off. Like I could feel like I'm a little bit freer to kind of to do the show that I want to do rather than having to worry too much about the logistics. I guess when you turn these things, you just kind of press them down. Man, these tongs are actually not that. These tongs aren't that long. Like, look at this thing. See, this thing keeps rolling over. So you gotta kind of. I guess you have to. I don't want to take too firm a hand, because I don't want to squish them and ruin their perfect spheroid meatball-y kind of thing. You know, you want your meatballs to be. I feel like I'm slow cooking these things. Honestly, I just used a fork and rolled them in the pan. Easier than tongs. Think so? I mean, I'm willing to try it. So here I got your everyday fork. Oh my god, it is easier. Although that one's not really cooperating. Ooh, I caught a little bit of oil there. There we go. Get that cooking. You're right. This is a little bit easier. See, these are the tips that I need. These are the tips that I need right here. Like, why would you use tongs? Use a fork, dum-dum. It's way easier. Oh my god, it is easier. I wish you guys could hear the snap crackle of how this is cooking. Let me see if I can, I don't know if you guys can pick that up on the microphone. I just brought the microphone over a little closer. You can also press the meatballs against the side and tilt the pan to cook them up against the sides. Oh, you can hear it. Oh, that is awesome. Like, that's one of the nicest sounds in the whole world, is when you're, like, cooking something and you can hear it, like, sizzling. That is fun. So, like, cook them up against the side of the pan is what you're saying? Now, these things are starting to look pretty brown, right? So, a little bit more of this. So, because at the moment they're a little gray, but we need them brown, right? Like, we don't want them gray, we want them brown. So we're going to keep cooking them for a little while until they get nice and brown. You're going to want to sear on each side. Okay. Alright, yeah, I'm seeing the sear now. I hope you guys are seeing it on the stream. Let me see. Yeah, the stream, the lighting isn't as good. I kind of saved money on this camera. Maybe I should have gone with a better camera so you guys can pick up can see what's going on a little bit easier. Because yeah, I noticed the lighting on the camera isn't exactly perfect. But we are getting a nice sear on these things. This is good. I feel like I'm doing pretty okay. I feel like I could be doing a lot worse. What is playing right now? Rain sound effect? Why, Yoda Rappin? Why are you playing a rain sound effect? See, this one isn't cooking quite as much. I think it's because the heat's a little uneven. What are we doing here? Ooh, that one's getting real dark. Okay, there we go. There we go. We're getting a nice sear on all these sides. Yeah. Yeah, they are looking good. I'm actually feeling pretty confident right now. I am feeling pretty confident about these. Like, that one's looking nice. We don't want to go too far. We don't want to overdo them. We'll get them nice and sizzly. See, that one needs a little bit more time on that side. And when they're ready, I can pull them off onto a plate. That's what the recipe calls for. Pulling them off onto a plate when they're ready to go. So let me move that out of here. How we doing here? We're looking good. That's looking pretty good. How we doing here? Like some of these like could almost be ready to go. I'm still a little nervy. Like that one looks like it might actually even have a little bit of pink in there. So I'm gonna turn that over. Put a paper towel on the tape.
Listen.
Soaks up the grease. You got it. All right. Let me grab some paper towels. Alright, a little bit of paper towel on that plate, a little bit of extra paper towel there to the side. Thank you very much, Coco. Appreciate the advice. How we doing there? Ooh, very nice. Let's see if we can get it cooking on that side a little bit. How we doing with this one? Honestly, that one looks like it's almost ready to go. This one looks like it's just about ready to go. This one could use a little bit more on that side. Thank you very much for the song suggestions, everybody. The jukebox is live, so you can play your music while I cook. It is, having the music on is very relaxing and helps fill up a little bit of the dead air while I'm just sitting here cooking some meatballs. Also, don't pour the grease down your sink, pour it in the trash once it's not super hot. You got it, my friend. Although, should I start making, because the sauce, I'm gonna make the sauce in this same pan here. Should I should I start adding the ingredients to the sauce with the grease still in here, or do you want the grease like gone before you make the sauce? Man, the fork was a good call. Moving these things around with the fork is way easier. Alright, I think we might be ready on these. Leave the grease. I mean, if flavor is what you want, in my opinion. Alright. What do you guys think? Rhythmic says leave the grease. He sounds like he knows what he's talking about. What do y'all think? Do I leave the grease in because this is going to be the same pan I'm cooking the sauce in? But the grease will indeed add flavor. Okay, then that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to leave the grease in. Okay, let's, I think these things are ready to go. So, I don't know. That side didn't look quite as seared as it could have been. What music is this? Ooh, this, yeah, there you go. That's not too much grease. Sometimes if it's super fatty meat, you'll want to drain most of it, but that looks fine. Yeah, this looks good, honestly. I'm not too worried about it. Ooh, that one looks nice and brown. God, I just love the sound of cooking meat, honestly. Like the snappily and the crackly of it. Such a good sound. I'm doing a pork loin and mushroom sauce with the oven roasted Brussels sprouts and red potatoes. Are you doing that like right now? Like as you watch my stream, you are also cooking that magnificent feast? Because that's pretty impressive, if that is the case. If you're doing both at the same time. Alright, I think this is the last round of cooking we're gonna need to do on these. I think we're about ready to pull these off. I'm making salmon and rice with mango chutney. Okay. So, pulling the meatballs off. They are looking quite good. Like, they are looking like real meatballs. Okay, I'm going to drop the heat down a little bit, but I'm going to leave it warm. I'm going to drop the heat down and leave it warm because now what we have to do is get the onion ready. Because the next step, and meatballs cook around 10 minutes. Add onion to the pot and cook until soft 5 minutes. So let's get the onion ready to go. So I've got a full onion here. It only calls for like half of a chopped onion. Whoops. Come on. So let me actually do this. Let me get rid of that. And let me get rid of that. Okay. And because I really don't need a ton of onion here. I could probably get away with just quartering it. If it doesn't look like much, I'll chop the rest and add the rest in. So let's do this. Let's cut it crossways like so. And then cut it crossways again. Okay. And then cut it once straight down the middle. And then, let me see if you guys can see what I'm doing here. Start chopping it it's really tough for me to like onion is probably the toughest thing. It's such like a complicated... Is it a vegetable? I guess it counts as a vegetable. But it seems... Because it's so eager to like come apart and fragment into like a million billion pieces. And let's do a little of that, do a little of that, do a little bit of that. Alright, that's probably good. You know, just looking at it, I'm probably going to need the other half of this onion here. Might want to slap that knife through the sharpener. Alright, I've got a sharpener right here. So like, kind of give it one of the old... Like so. Alright, so... Cut it like that. Like that. And then straight down the center. Try to gather it back up. And start chopping. By the way, Blue, I see you in the audience. Thank you very much for tuning in. It was a joy being on your stream, as I told you in PMs earlier. I really appreciated the opportunity to stop by and have a conversation with you. Also, based off of, because I saw you playing and it looked amazing, I've been playing Katana Zero. And Katana Zero, sharp knives for the wind, way less dangerous. Katana Zero looked like an absolutely amazing game, and I really enjoyed playing it. Alright, so what am I going to do? I'm going to add onion to the pot, cook until soft, 5 minutes, add crushed tomatoes and bay leaf, season with salt and pepper, bring to a simmer, and then return the meatballs to it. So, the onions are going in there. Yes, Katana Zero is very tricky. We're actually going to go back to the stove. You finished it on stream? Awesome. Oh, you finished it off stream. Oh, that's what you're saying. I don't really blame you. It's a really, really fun game. So you know what I'm going to do in addition to these onions? And this is because I wanted them and for no other reason. And I'm gonna bring the heat up on these a little bit to cook them a little bit nicer. But I wanted them, so they're going in. Mushrooms. In you go, mushrooms. I'm just gonna cook the mushrooms with them here. So we still got the leftover oil. We've got the grease and stuff from the. Oh wow, yeah, the paper towel is soaking up that excess oily and greasy stuff like crazy. See, I figured my my pasta sauce needed a little bit of mushrooms in it. Probably should have chopped the mushrooms up a little bit. I'm starting to regret having not done so now, but whatever. I'll just have big fat mushrooms in my sauce. No big deal. No one ever died by having too many big fat mushrooms in their sauce. That doesn't bother me one iota. Alright, so let me bring the heat up to about medium. Let these things cook for a little while. I'm looking at the recipe right now, and the recipe says to put the onions in and cook until soft about 5 minutes. Well, they've been in there for probably about 4 minutes. So we'll get that going. And I'm reading your guys' chat here on my phone. Targil says it's alright. I have been enjoying it. I do have one or two little niggles about the game. The primary one being that it's one of those games that, like, it has an, I'm gonna try not to spoil it. It has an unreliable narrator, I'll tell you that. Which is to say, the person who you're playing as, you can't take their word for what's happening. Their perception of reality is sort of warped. It's a lot like Miami, what was that game? Hotline Miami? It's a lot like Hotline Miami. A lot like it. Whoops, I forgot to bring the microphone back over here so you can hear me a little better. It's a ton like Hotline Miami. So, there's a lot of like weird stuff happening and like weird, trippy characters. I want to like mushrooms. Every time I try them, it's a failed effort. I don't like the texture. Man, not liking mushrooms. Because one thing that I want to do on this stream is stuffed mushrooms. I love stuffed mushrooms, but I can only ever get them if I like, you know, if someone brings some to a potluck or whatever. I can't even remember the last time I had some stuffed mushrooms. And I absolutely adore them. I think stuffed mushrooms are one of the greatest little foods ever. They're like little finger foods. I don't even know how to make them, so that might have to be one of these streams. Is we're gonna try doing a stuffed mushrooms. Stuffed mushrooms might actually be a little bit easier because they strike me as something that you prepare before cooking and then you just like bake them or something or whatever, and then they're just done. So it's all like you have all the time in the world to get them right before you commit them to heat. After you start committing stuff to heat is when I get nervous because I always feel like, all right, there's no going back now. They're on the heat. You can't salvage them. You can't put the onion back together. So you're committed. You've jumped out of the airplane. You just have to hope that you've trained yourself on using the parachute well enough. Stuffed mushrooms awesome. I'm all about the stuffed peppers. Stuffed peppers is another one that I plan on doing on stream. Although I think stuffed pepper would probably be easier. Like, don't you just, you just make some ground up hamburger, some cheese, chop up some peppers, you mix it all together, you hollow out a pepper and you put it all in the pepper, and then I guess you bake the pepper for a little while or something, and then you're done. I'm pretty sure. Like I don't even think you bake the pepper for very long, for just a little bit, and then you're done with your stuffed peppers. That being said, stuffed peppers is a fantastic idea and one that I do intend to do. All right. I mean, this is starting to look like cooked onions, right? I mean, these onions are looking pretty cooked to me. Got about a minute left on the cook time based off of the recipe. One thing that I'm trying hard to do is not get too obsessed with following the recipe as written, because last time I did that, I burned the house down. So, when I see the recipe calls for like, oh, cook them until they're soft, I'm just gonna do that. It said 5 minutes and I'm using that, but generally speaking, I'm going to try to spend a little bit more attention to what I'm doing versus slavishly following the recipe, which did not serve me very well in the past. This is starting to smell pretty good. Alright, so that's that cooked. So, add crushed tomatoes and bay leaf, season with salt, return to meatballs, simmer until... Now, when you say simmer, like, what is it to simmer? Like, do I have to drop the heat down a little bit here? Just to properly simmer it? This is language that is used by recipes that I'm not entirely familiar with. What is simmer? Simmer is a low boil. Okay. You could try to caramelize onion once. It would lengthen the stream, though. Yeah, maybe if we eventually get there. This is where you see bubbles, but it's not about to bubble over. Simmer is steamy with little bubbles. And I guess you just have to eyeball it, huh? Alright. Well, I've got my can of crushed tomatoes here. So let's crack it open. I should probably take it over here to the counter so you can see what I'm doing. So we're going to open up our can of crushed tomatoes. And then we're going to dump our can into the... Can be tough to hit and hold. I practiced with water in the past. Okay. So what you're saying is I shouldn't be too broken up if I don't get this exactly right. Because this is kind of more about the science. Thanks, Blue. Thank you. Appreciate it.
I'm not a goblin. I'm a gnome, and you've been gnomed.
Alright. So there's the crushed tomatoes. Alright, I got the crushed tomatoes and the bay leaf. So I've got a little bit of bay leaf here. How much bay leaf should I add? Like just the one? Just the one bay leaf? 1 to 2. Second bay leaf. How long does bay leaf keep for, anyway? There's no use by on this. It says keep refrigerated, so I guess I'll do that. Alright, so got a couple of bay leaves in there. Bay leaf, season with salt and pepper and bring to a simmer. Alright. Get some salt on there. And a little bit of pepper. There we go. Gotta get that nice crackle. What? I like a little bit of salt. It's a big pot. And I guess we'll kind of mix it up, right? Get it all nice and mixed. It's kind of thin. This pot's might be a little bit big, but I am not going to stress it. Okay? I am not going to stress. Alright, now you're making me nervous about the amount of salt I put in there. You're making me nervous about the amount of salt I put in there. That wasn't too much salt. It was a salt grinder. There wasn't nearly as much salt coming out as you think. Alright. So I need to bring this to a simmer. Well, it's already bubbling like a little bit. Oh yeah, it is already bubbling like a little bit. So let me bring the heat down maybe a little bit. You can take a bit of the salt flavor off by adding a tiny bit of red wine or something if you have any. I don't necessarily have any. That being said, I kind of like my pasta a little salty. That's never really bothered me. I am getting little bubbles here. So this looks like a simmer, honestly. This looks like a well, how bubbly is a simmer? Okay, you actually linked it. Let me take a look. How a simmer should look. Okay, yeah, just a little bubbly. Okay, a little bubbly. That's a good simmer. You want to keep it like that? All right. In that case, I'm going to return the meatballs to the sauce, and then we are going to cover it. So the meatballs go back in, and this is the bit where I am going to boil the water. So I'm going to turn the water up onto a boil, and then we're going to put the pasta in there. We're going to boil the pasta while the meatballs of the sauce kind of does his thing. So let's get this covered. Okay, nice and covered. Start timer, and we're going to put the timer at 10 minutes. Bingo. All right. Okay. My counter's a mess.
Listen.
What's up? Oh, covering it will make it hotter. Lower the heat. All right. So I lowered the heat. A bit. Boil the milk. All right. Shut up. Oh, wait. Where's my other camera? Oh, that's where it went. Okay, I got it. We're back in business now. Oh, I gotta bounce it. There we go. Okay. So that's doing that. I'm going to tidy up my workstation a little bit here. I'm not too worried about the salt. I did feel like, look, I wanted to make sure I could see the salt, you know? Like, just because you turn the grinder doesn't mean a whole lot of salt was coming out. I feel like you guys are getting a little salty about the amount of salt I put in there. Let's not get carried away, okay? I'm a grown man, I can handle a little bit of salt, okay? Try hard. Play Starper 15 on Nightmare. A lot came out? Nah. We're fine. We're fine. Everything's fine. Is there anything I'm forgetting? Okay, I got the pasta here. Let's see. For 10 minutes. What is the next step? Serve the pasta. Okay, so that's it. We've done all the prep we can do. I'm on 240p and I saw. Listen, everything's gonna be fine. Okay, it's gonna taste great. So, a salty sauce is a good. Everyone loves a salty sauce. If you don't like a salty sauce, then I can't help you. Okay, but I think it's gonna be fantastic. It's gonna taste super good. I think that dish is done. It's gonna taste super good. The only thing saltier is gonna be me if you blue ball me on Fire Emblem to get Tater Boy. Hey! I don't know what I was gonna say. I was gonna say something about how good if you haven't seen it, I'm sure it's in his VODs. Myself and Admiral, well, he's not the Admiral anymore, he's just Blue Tato, had a very productive and very fun conversation about the entire Kiseki series. I feel like we had a great time. The conversation absolutely flew by. I was shocked at how long we talked about that game for. I was honestly worried if we were going to have enough to talk about, and we went for a while. It got to the point, I think we got to like 11 p.m. my time, and we hadn't even started on Cold Steel, which is honestly the one I expected us to talk the most about. But hey, we talk shit, right? Like, we talk shit, we say, oh, worst game ever, and, you know, we have all these problems with Kiseki and this, that, and the other. But when it really came down to it, when it was time for us to talk about the game, what did we want to do? All we wanted to do was gush about the stuff that we love. We didn't really spend a whole lot of time or effort talking about the stuff that wasn't fun. I was expecting to go in hard. I was expecting to be like, all right, you Kiseki fanboys, we're going to tell you how it really is. And the reality is we just like, oh my god, like, it's so cute when Joshua like kisses Dal, and it's so cute. And remember when Zin did this? And remember Richard? Do you remember? Like, it was just gushing. It was 4 hours of gushing about how great the series was. Although not entirely. There was a little bit of digs in there. Most of the Cold Steel chat was just us laughing at how absurd it could get. Yeah, we did have a little. I had a lot of fun. I thought it was great. And Blue kind of turned me around a little bit. His theory as to why Reen was so obsessed with Crow, I thought I had the perfect explanation, which was, it's obvious. Reen had like a crush on Crow, like he was romantically interested in him. It's really the only thing that made sense to me for why he was so obsessed. But Blue said, nah, man, nah, brah. It's because Reen is sort of a child at heart and was sort of obsessed with getting things back to a status quo where things could be happy and no one would be fighting. And getting Crow back became sort of a placeholder goal for that overall objective. And I thought, ooh, that is good. To answer your question about the pizza Shep, I don't believe in enough cheese. Easy Yoy posted a picture on my Discord, !Discord, in the chat, to get yourself a taste of it. He posted a picture in his Discord of a homemade pizza that he put together, and oh my god, my man enjoys cheese on his pizza. I'm telling you, the pizza, the bread part of the pizza, was merely a plate to hold the cheese, and the cheese was not staying on the plate. The cheese was everywhere. This picture of a pizza, I'm not a person who likes a lot of cheese on his pizza. I like a little bit of cheese on my pizza. I want the cheese to be there. I don't want a cheeseless pizza. That just sounds like bread with tomato sauce on it. I need a little bit of cheese. I need a little bit of zest. There's something else needs to be going on. But this like, oh, the deepest, cheesiest pizza. This cheese is 5 inches of cheese. Not interested. So he posts a picture of a pizza that looks like the kind of pizza that I'll just be like, you know what, I'll just have the salad. Frankly. But there might be his thing is too much salt. No, there isn't. Stop it. Leave me alone. How we doing over here? Let me turn on the stove. Okay. So, I mean, I can't really see. Oh, it is simmering perfectly in there. It is simmering in there nice. I feel good about that. I'm feeling real good about that. Oh man, only 4 minutes left to go. Time flies when you're trying to fill time talking to your chat. I was expecting the water to hit a boil a little bit faster than it is, so we might be also just watching that thing boil. Once it gets to a boil, I'm going to dump a bunch more salt into it, because of course I am, and then get that pasta in there. Although this time I'm only going to do like just 2 or 3 little hits of the sea salt. By the way, this is sea salt, so it's healthy. Okay? Calm down. It's actually kind of good for you a little bit. Okay. So who do we have out there in the chat today? Saber Crystal is here. Saber Crystal, nice to see you. We don't see you around the It's the Sheppy channel all that very much. That's all NACL, isn't it? Ah, science. Come on. Why you gotta bring science into the conversation? We're having so much fun, and then Mr. Scientist Man has to come in here and spoil all the good times everyone is having with his facts and his chemistry. You don't see me? Sorry, never mind. But I'm an enigma in the orbal net. Ooh, that is very mysterious. So thank you to all the folks who are tuning in, to all my regulars, and also anybody out there who might be new to the stream. I had a couple new followers earlier. I don't know if you guys are still hanging around. Basically, what we're doing right now is we're basically waiting for the timer to run out on the sauce, at which point I think I'm just going to put it to low, because I want the sauce to remain hot, but I don't want it to be like cooking anymore. So if I just put it to low, that should cover us. I don't think it'll burn or anything like that, as long as it's set to just low. While we cook the pasta, and then once the pasta is ready, in fact, I don't even need this cutting board anymore. Once the pasta is ready, we are just going to we're just going to throw that on a plate and eat it. Is what we're going to do. So we get. This will actually save me a little bit of time if I just give this a nice clean while I'm waiting to be time efficient. Animated cutscenes of the hacking, or it didn't happen. Man, I hope that there's more hacking in CS3. I will be very disappointed in CS3 if there isn't a lot of hacking. Now, CS3 takes place years. Right? How many years after CS2 does CS3 take place? Like, Reen's like a full adult, right? Is it like 4 years? How many years? Oh, just 2? Is it just 2 years? So what, he's 20 and he's a teacher? Wow. 1.5? Wasn't he like 18 in CS2? Or 19 or something like that? Wow, it's not very much time at all, is it? Alright, we are very nearly boiling there. You know what? While we're waiting for it to boil, let's just get it out of the way now. I don't think beer goes very well with, I don't think beer goes super well with pasta. So we're going to have our beer right now while we're kind of waiting for things to boil and waiting for things to cook. We're at sort of a low intensity part of the stream. Not much chopping left to do. Not much anything really. Is the camera frame rate really bad? The camera frame rate seems super bad. Let me see if I can get it to kind of reset. Yeah, it was looking kind of shitty there. It might be the lighting. It might be because the lighting is not good. If I had better lighting, I bet the camera would be responding a little bit better. Alright, so now I'm going to bring the heat all the way down here. Alright, that's looking good. That is looking good. So I'm gonna leave that on the stove for now, because red wine and pasta is best, but many beers go really great with it. Back with my pancakes. Yeah, I don't honestly like everyone. There's been a couple of times now when someone has said, "Oh wow, that camera, when the stove camera's on, it covers up my face when I go there." A lot of people have said in the past now a couple of times that like wine and stuff is good to cook with, to eat your food with. I don't go for wine, man. Like, wine is too much of a hassle. Oh, by the way, the beer today is from Mount Uncanunic, from Stark Brewing Company. Actually, the beer is called Mount Uncanunic. It's made in Manchester, New Hampshire, which is where I'm from. It's 4.3% alcohol by volume. This is basically soda, is what this is. This is essentially soda. So, it's a cream ale, so it's just going to be tasty and very, very, very light. Which is perfect, because I don't like getting too buzzed on these. How is wine a hassle? I'll tell you. Because I can't drink a full bottle of wine in one night and not, like, get shithouse drunk. That's not bad. And oftentimes I don't want to get shithouse drunk. And when you open a bottle of wine, you're committed. You have to drink it that day. Because most types of wine do not age very well at all. Especially Pinots, which are my favorite. It's bothering me how bad this is, so I might have to invest in like a simple lighting rig or something like that. Or I could bring one of my lamps out here. That would be kind of a... You want to talk about a hassle, that would be kind of a hassle. Or would it? No, probably not. I could plug it right into that plug over there. Alright, maybe next time I do this, I'll bring one of my lighting rigs out here. See if it doesn't look a little bit better when I got some real light on me. You don't have to drink it in one sitting. We have a special cork that you can siphon the air out. I have one of those. It's a vacuum sealer. I've got one. It's okay. It's not perfect. It helps it last like an extra day, kind of. Not really, though. Blue, you don't know anything about beer if you think that all beer just tastes like beer flavor. Lots of beers taste very different. This, for example, is a cream ale. It honestly, it just tastes like kind of a fizzy, like cream soda with a little bit of alcoholic bite to it. That's about it. Look, I like wine. I really like wine, and I love to drink wine. I actually think that wine has a certain dignified je ne sais quoi about it. I'd love to be able to like pour a glass of wine and stand here with a glass of wine and be like, oh, try box wine, fuck off. Oh, we're boiling. Time to put the pasta in. Okay, so I don't know how much pasta is a good amount, and I've also got the, to account for the fact that I've got meatballs in there. So I'm just going to say this looks like a right amount of pasta. If it's too much pasta, well, then it's too much pasta. But it won't be too little because there's a lot of meatballs in there. There's like a 3/4 pound of meatballs. So let's drop that in there. And let's add ourselves a little bit of salt. There you go. See, a far more reasonable portion of salt right there. Far more reasonable portion. Since it makes you have like 3 liters of wine in the fridge. I don't want box wine. I want like good wine. When I buy alcoholic drinks, I endeavor to make sure that they are quality. Because you only live once, and I don't necessarily enjoy cheap shit. Unless it's really good, like for example, Steel Reserve. For those of you who know a thing or two about beer, you should know that Steel Reserve is pretty tasty. And it's very powerful. It's like 8% ABV. And Steel Reserve, you can get it like in a tall boy like that for like $1. But it tastes really good because you're an alcoholic with standards. Thanks, Blue. Appreciate that. Okay, so the pasta's in there. It's boiling. We're going to put the timer at 11 minutes. So that's an 11-minute timer on our pasta. So ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be eating pasta with some sauce and some meatballs that I made myself, and we are going to determine whether or not it's good. Right now, I'm batting 1,000 on this food that I've been making for this channel. I ballyhoo a lot about how I don't know what I'm doing, and I don't know how to cook and all that stuff. But every single item that I've made for this stream has come out tasting really good. So I'm pretty confident about it. Rainier, it's a lager, very clean, good flavor for a macro beer. I've never heard about it. How could it be a macro beer if I've never heard about it? I don't think it's made its way out here. What do you mean a macro beer anyway? Is that just like made by a big company like Sam Adams or something like that? So, just so everybody knows, I've announced it a couple of times, but I'm going to do so again, is these cooking streams, which if you don't already know, are going to be every Sunday at 6 p.m. They're going to start an hour later than my usual streams. I decided that because I wanted to have more of the center chunk of my Sunday to play with. And, you know, I eat dinner late, honestly. Like, if I have my druthers, I'm eating dinner at like 8 or 9 o'clock every night. So, start doing a cooking stream where I'm eating by 6. It's not super. Breadcrumbs or flour. Breadcrumbs, Mike L. the Gamer. Breadcrumbs. The cheap shit. Hannaford brand, generic brand breadcrumbs. I figure one breadcrumb is as good as the next. These were actually easier to make than I was expecting, which leads me to think that this could be something not a lot of these things that I've cooked for this channel, I don't necessarily make on my own. Because a lot of it takes a lot of time and a lot of effort that I don't necessarily have. Especially like after stream. Keep in mind, I'm making my dinner after I've already completed my daily stream, like Monday through Thursday. And now on Fridays, holy shit, I'm gonna be streaming on Fridays again. This time it'll be RimWorld. Those of you who are here for my playthrough of let's take another run at that. Those of you who were here for my playthrough of RimWorld seemed to really enjoy yourselves. And so that's just going to become a regular Friday thing, where the colony and all of the colonists are named for the stream, and are all the characters are people from the stream. And I'm really glad you like it. Coco said at one point that he was crying laughing after his dog got killed by a manticore. And then the manticore tamed itself, so then Coco was assigned to have to train the manticore that ate his dog. And so Coco was very sad, and so to help try to alleviate his sadness, he made a pass at OMG Floofy, who did not reciprocate those affections. And his game to try to hit on her, I think it was to half joke about her ambitions. Just no game at all. So rest in peace, Flo. It is a pretty tough playthrough, though. We got raided by, like, we're still, like, dirty tribals. Like, I am still trying to research, like, beds. I don't think we have beds yet. So it's gonna take us a long time before we're able to fashion and, like, manufacture guns for ourselves. So I have a feeling that most of the colony's guns are gonna come from picking up the weapons of raiders who attack us. But, like, I don't know. It's gonna be rough. It's gonna be pretty tough, I think. I have sick hours accumulated. Maybe I'll use them to actually catch a gaming stream. Mike L. the Gamer, it makes me really sad that you can't tune in. And also, I noticed that you haven't really been streaming all that much, so... I mean, obviously it's awesome that you're working, but I always feel kind of bad when someone's job really gets... If I have to watch this, you'll have to watch it too. If I have to watch this, everyone needs to watch this. There. Now you have all suffered as well. Alright, we are about 5.5 minutes away from the pasta being ready to go. The sauce is going to be nice and hot. The meatballs are in there, ready to eat. I'm excited. I am very excited. I should probably mix the sauce up a little bit, shouldn't I? Should I mix the sauce up a little bit? Maybe I should mix the sauce. I think I should mix the sauce up just a little bit. You know, just a little bit. I don't think it would hurt. Just to give it a good old mix there. Look at those mushrooms in there. Oh my goodness, does it smell good. Ooh, and that bay leaf. Okay, now I know what the bay leaf was doing. Now I know what the bay leaf was doing. The bay leaf is what gives it... I always wondered in pasta sauces and stuff, like when I go to Italian restaurants, what is that smell? It smells like Italian food. Do they just put bay leaves on everything? Socks with sandals? Don't judge me, Mike L. the Gamer. I'm at home, okay? You hear that, Mike L. the Gamer? I'm at home right now. I'm in my house. Like... what the hell? What do you expect? Want to be loafers? Huh? Dress shoes? Would that make you happy? The herbs are there to soften the acidity of the tomatoes. I didn't know that tomato acidity had to be softened. Why are you wearing sandals in your own home? Why not some slippers? I don't have slippers, that's why. Maybe I should buy some slippers. I've never owned a pair of slippers in my life. I understand they're good. Maybe I should get some. Because, I mean, if I'm not wearing my sandals, I'm just walking around with socks. I have no room to talk. I sometimes wear suspenders. Wait, suspenders with shorts? What? I wear jeans and socks. Okay, are we all just talking about the clothes we're wearing? I mean, I'm wearing a Mario 1-Up t-shirt. By the way, if you want me to wear an apron, you have to buy it for me. Unless you're, you know, Classic Ninja, who, like, 3 weeks ago gave me $20 to get a Naruto apron, and I got scammed online. But what I do intend to get a new apron sometime soon. Obviously, Cat on a Pizza is a wonderful apron, but I can do better. For sure, I can do better. And I'm working a job now where I make money, so why shouldn't I have nice things? Why shouldn't this stream be a constant tax on my resources that barely, if ever, actually pays back in any kind of dividends? Sometimes I think about, like, why am I doing this? Like, why am I doing this? But the reality is, folks, if it weren't for this... I gotta stop walking in front of the stove cam. The reality is, if it wasn't for this stream, this is true, I'd never cook, ever. I would have never cooked in my life, probably, if it weren't for this stream. If it weren't for this stream, I don't know what I would do with my entire day. Like, so much of my day now is given over to prepping the stream, getting it ready. I mean, god damn, I need to get Astral Chain ready. Is that on Switch? Is Astral Chain on Switch, or do I have to do that on my PS4? Because if I have to do it on the PS4, I'm going to have to take it out of the living room and move it into my studio, which I'm not super pumped about. It's only on Switch? Hey, presto! Awesome. That's good to know. Hopefully, that means it'll be optimized for the Switch. Does it play well on it? I can't wait to play that for you guys. Starting on Monday! That's what we're doing on Monday, is we're playing Astral Chain. I finally finished Kiseki for now. But folks, like, as yeah, you like that, Blue Tato? Optimized! As much as I am burnt out on Kiseki, and I'm pretty burnt out on Kiseki, I mean, Cold Steel 3 will be a breath of fresh air because the Cold Steel series is so different from Kiseki, really, when you think about it. But, I'm burnt out on it now.
Money of your motherfucking life. 2-ton angel car.
Wait a second, hang on.
Alligator sailboat, $sign eyes.
What?
Fill a warehouse full of Van Goghs twice.
You do this because you enjoy streaming. We do this because we enjoy watching the stream. Also delayed congratulations on finishing out.
Did you guys just see that? Y'all just see what just happened right now? My man, Nemander. Holy shit, man. Holy shit. Thanks. Thank you. $75. He just paid for Astral Chain. That's it. He just bought the game. Astral Chain is Nemander's game now, because he just bought it. He just bought it. There you go. I'm gonna have to cancel my stream tonight in light of that donation. If you want me to stream, please give me $75 to prove you really enjoy the stream that much. Thanks, guys. He might not be kidding, folks. He's done that before. Alright. Ladies and gentlemen, the pasta's ready. Are you ready to eat some pasta? I'm excited. Are you excited? Because I'm excited. I'm gonna eat the fuck out of this pasta right now. Ooh, get the strainer. Let's strain this shit. Ooh. That thing only has one handle on it. That's awkward. Alright. It has only just now occurred to me how awkward this pot is. It only has one handle. Look. It's only got the one handle. Let me just, oh boy. Oh jeez. This is dicey. I'm ordering a new pasta pot. Oh, we don't really need this. Hang on. We don't need that anymore. I'm ordering a new pasta pot. Okay, I'm getting a better one. Okay, here we go. Ooh, pasta. There we go. Pasta's in there. All burners are off. Folks, moment of truth is upon us. Fresh plate. Fresh fork. Get the counter cam going. Bada boom. Move that out of the way. Fresh pasta. Rogue pasta. Let's swap it out so you guys can get a closer look at it. Another rogue pasta. All right, there we go. We got some pasta. Shep, please tell me you have some bread and butter. I do not. I didn't get any bread and butter. Sorry. I know, before you start, I know that so much of food is presentation, and I should have been thinking about that, and I wasn't thinking about that, so that's my bad. But we can make up for it. With the sauce, baby, with the sauce. Ooh! Fresh pasta sauce. This is very exciting for me. This is very exciting for me. I need a big spoon to ladle this sauce in. Ooh. Yoda Rappin' Shenron theme. Thank you very much. So here we go. We got fresh pasta sauce with some... It's got some mushrooms in there. It's got some onions in there. Look at that. That is looking good. Oh, that is looking good. Get the little one in there, too. Guys, I'm very excited. I'm very excited. It's tense. The music is making me feel a little bit tense. I don't know, Yoda Rappin', this music is making me feel very tense. So here you go. Get that on camera. The product of our efforts, right there. Pasta, meatballs with a tomato sauce. Here we go. As is tradition, the stream will now transition into a social eating. Wow, a little bit of onion skin got in there, huh? All right. This is now a social eating stream. So I am no longer the chef. I am the Sheppy. I am now the customer at my own restaurant. Okay. Ooh, parm sprinkles. Yes. Yes, a little bit of parm on there. Good call. Get a little bit of parm on there. Good call, good call. So there we go. There it is with a little bit of Parmesan. Whew. We did it, ladies and gentlemen. We did it. My first ever plate of spaghetti and meatballs where I made the sauce. I mean, I didn't crush the tomatoes, but I made the sauce. I chopped the onions. I added the mushrooms. It looks really hot. There is steam billowing. You should make a wig out of dreadlocks out of the noodles so you could be a pastafarian. Well, I just got $75. 50 of that, or 60 of that, is going to go towards Astral Chain. So the remaining $15 could probably go towards a Goofy hat or something. Cut the balls in half to help cool them. It's not the first time I've heard that, and yes, I will. This is just, what was I using this knife for? Oh, I was using this knife for the garlic. That's right, I used this knife to shave the garlic, so let me cut. Yep, those meatballs are cooked all the way through. Nice to see. I do get a little worried about that. But despite the fact that these meatballs were really thick, they are cooked all the way through. And yes, I am fully aware of the fact that I'm milking this and taking my time before you guys... Because that's showmanship, you know? I'm like keeping you glued to your seats. Don't turn that dial. Nimander, do you stream at all? All that's missing is the mustache on the chef. Oh my god, I do actually have goofy novelty mustaches. Maybe I should wear one. Oh, and I haven't forgotten about my Bucks for Becky challenges. I know I have a costume stream I have to do. My costume just came in. It's ready to go. It's going to be my Halloween costume. So I don't know if I should wear the costume, like, for the next cooking stream, or wait until, like, until Halloween is upon us, and then wear it on Halloween and kind of do, like, a Halloween slash, you know, fulfillment kind of thing. You don't stream? Nimander, do you have anything you want, like...
If I were a tree, what a tree I'd be. If I were a tree, what a tree I'd be. If I were a tree, what a tree I'd be. If I were a tree. Now, the first part of our tree is our trunk. When I say trunk, can you jump real high to the sky and yell trunk?
No.
Here we go. I would have a trunk.
Fuck you.
Trunk.
Fuck you.
If 1, 2, 3. If I were a tree, what a tree I'd be. If I were a tree, what a tree I'd be. If I were a tree, what...
Okay, here we go. First taste, I mean, we're gonna do the sauce first, really. I'm just gonna get a taste of the pasta. Man, it's hot. It is still hot. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, man, another bit of onion skin, huh? I did not do a good job of cutting one of these onions. All right, folks. We're here. We're ready. Bon appetit, Shep Maniacs. That is good. It's different than, you know, and when I've cooked pasta in the past, I always cook it with, you know, I cook it. I boil the pasta, right? And then I use, like, Newman's Own pasta sauce, and that's it. It's just, hey, presto, pasta. So I'm kind of used to how that tastes. So this is a different taste, but I like it. There was like a little bit of a, like, almost like sort of a, not spice, but a sharpness to it, and I think that's the onion. Mike L. the Gamer, why would you, would you slap blue? Because you'd have to get in line, and he'd charge you $75 for it. Nimander, thank you so much for that, by the way. That is tasty. But, folks, I know what you're here for. You're here for the same thing I'm here for. And that is for the meatballs. I bought the ground meat. I added the ingredients. I rolled them up. And here we are. If you ever do pasta again, you gotta make some garlic bread. It's easy to make and tasty as all heck, obviously. Yeah, I think I will. I probably will end up doing a pasta something again. And if I do, I will add some garlic bread on there. Because, yeah, I do kind of want to make some garlic bread. Here we go. Ooh. Oh, wow. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. That is spicy. I need water. Woo, that's spicy. Woo! Woohoo! Woo! That is spicy. I like it. I like it. That is, That's a spicy meatball.
Mamma mia, that's a spicy meatball.
Thank you. Thank you, Namander. Namander is such a bro. Unbelievable. And he's not even a silver dinky. Can we point that out? Namander is such a bro. And he's not even a silver dinky yet. Like, Blue is a gold dinky. What has Blue ever done for me except I think he bought me a console? No, he played it. He bought me a game. He bought me his favorite game that I hated live on stream. That's what he did. That's what he did. Oh, and he brought me the PS4. That's right. He did buy the PS4. Somebody, I can't bring it back. That's unfortunate. I missed it. Sorry. Someone touching my spaghetti. I bought you the PS4 and the game. That's right. Yeah, he did do that. He did buy me the PS4 and the game. And then I loved it. I loved it. Hey! Sekiro was really good. Ooh, the mushrooms was a good call. I should have chopped them up though. That way they'd mix in better. Shep, I have a question about the boss of the third. Sure thing, 50 Mirror Gaming. What can I do for you? Welcome to the stream, by the way. If you're asking about third, you should know I'm an expert on it. Obviously, I can't shut up about how great Trails of the Sky the Third is. It's my favorite game of the series, obviously. Portobello? Whatever's normal. This is making me want spaghetti and meatballs. Coco, you say that about everything that I cook. Everything that I cook and everything that I talk about on stream. You say the... I know. I hope you're not offended when I say... Because I know that you've recently been losing a lot of weight, which is awesome. But, man, you are such a fat kid. Oh! You said it. You said it. Same time I said it, so it's okay. Going against the King Palm in the Abyss and not sure what works against him. I don't even remember the King Palm. I don't even remember the King Palm. I can't help you there, 50 Mirror Gaming. I'm sorry. I completely forgot the King Palm was a boss in that game. That is a spicy fucking meatball. And what did it was this right here. It was this. The crushed red pepper. Woo! Woo! Hot! Hot! He's at the end of it after defeating the rest. Wait a minute, did I fight the King Palm? Coco, did I fight the King Palm? Maybe I didn't. Maybe I didn't fight the... Oh, I did? Oh. Yeah, I don't know then. I can't help you, 50 Mirror Gaming. I'm sorry. I wish I could be more assistance. Yeah, third was a while ago. I pretty much played it right after second chapter, didn't I? I haven't eaten yet. Now I'm crazy hungry. Should I go to the Olive Garden? Because when you're there, your family dies of stroke to the high sodium. Mike L. the Gamer, was all that just so you could set up that joke, or are you actually hungry? I love these streams because people talk about how hungry they get while they watch me do them. Hey man, social eating, it's a thing. So Targil, I get what you're saying is that East 9 has a good soundtrack, huh? No, you played it as soon as it came out. Oh! Well, yeah, I don't have very much memory, sorry, of the King Palm. I wish I remembered more. These meatballs are good. I actually, you know what? It took me by surprise. Because I wasn't expecting them to be this spicy. But honestly, I kind of like the meatballs this spicy. I like this spicy meatball. This is some good pasta. This is like a real meal. Wow, that meatball is spicy. Mamma mia. Coco, why is it taking so long to cook the salmon? When I cooked salmon on stream, it took like 5 minutes. It was ridiculous how quick it was. Falcom Music Channel is probably the most requested music channel on your jukebox. Well, yeah, but you have to consider my fan base, too. I only just started it like 5 minutes ago. It's not even 5 p.m. here. Oh, that's right. There's a part of me that really, like, I don't know. You know what's weird is... I feel like 50% of my viewership is non-East Coast. Like, there's a solid portion of my viewership that just isn't East Coast at all. Like, I have a lot of Europeans... and I've got a lot of people on the West Coast. Is anyone watching me from Montana? Yep, Saber's from Cali. If I wanted to make a joke, I'd tell you to make fettuccine Alfredo on Halloween and call the stream Fettuccine Alfredo Creepy Pasta Stream? What? Anyway, I do intend to make fettuccine Alfredo at some point. Fettuccine Alfredo, you know what I really wanted to make, and what I might make next time. Next time, I'm probably going to make a chicken primavera. That's on the list. That is on the list of things I desperately want to make. Chicken primavera might be one of my favorite pasta dishes. Because it's not even really a pasta dish. It's like, it's got pasta in it, but it's like mostly like chicken and zucchini and stuff. Everyone's pushing me to make lasagna. I don't like lasagna. I don't like it. I don't like lasagna. I'm not a fan of anything too cheesy. Buffalo wings, not interested. Unless I could make them boneless. I know. Alright, Rhythmic. Hey, Rhythmic, thanks for stopping by. You still streaming, buddy? You still streaming, friendo? Man, one of these onions I did not peel as well as I should have. Live and learn. About once a week. Can I get a shout out from my man Rhythmic, please? Dude's a friendly guy. One of the only people to stay on after the, remember DNC or whatever his name was? What was his name? DMP. That guy. Remember when that guy raided me and he, like, donated, like, $250 to the channel so that he could get reactions for his reaction stream YouTube thing? Friendly guy. I think Rhythmic is the only person to have stuck around since then. That was maybe the closest to as much evidence as I'm ever going to need that rating in general is not... You guys want to see what just happened? You guys want to see it? So, before I show you, I need to preface what I'm talking about. Forget what I was talking about. We're talking about this now. So, when you're a VIP, VIPs get to ignore... Here, let me stop it. VIPs get to ignore a lot of the stream rules. Rules that I set for, like, you know, if you want to request a song or a video, you're limited to 5 minutes, unless you're a VIP. VIPs get to just skip that and just request whatever they want. VIPs get to chat as much as they want when the stream is in slow mode. There's various benefits to being a VIP. Now, Blue is a VIP, obviously. And so he's making good use of that privilege by requesting on my jukebox my entire playthrough of Bloodborne. It's the whole thing. All 3 hours of it. Don't believe me? Let me skip ahead here.
Quick slots at the bottom of the start menu? Oh, quick items. Whoops. Alright, so I go down to quick there we go. Okay. Alright. Cool. There we go.
It's just my whole stream.
Now, how's Sheppy enjoying it so far? Well, I've been hit, and I don't really know what they haven't given me a weapon yet. Alright, let's, I don't know how to throw this thing. I'm gonna assume it's a button. Cycle through them with the D-pad and square to use. Square to use, thank you. Yeah, the game doesn't teach how to play it, which is nice. Alright. Yeah! Alright! He died! I did it! And I got a blood vial.
Let's skip ahead.
Shit. That could have gone way better.
This game is so lame when you can, like, compared to Sekiro, it's so lame and slow and just dreary. Like, Sekiro is so, like, lively and fast and fun. I would have picked a chuck it and me dump a mate from those few seconds of the reason I followed. Yeah, oh, chuck it and me dumpa. Oh boy. Yeah, East 9 soundtrack is looking up to be one of my favorites on average. Tarkil, have you played East 9? Is East 9 even out yet? Like, when I see Floofy playing a game, that doesn't tell me it's out, because she plays, like, Japanese imports and shit. It's out in Japan? I fucking knew it. I knew it! When I see Floofy playing a new game, I'm like, yeah, but can I play it? This is just a good meal, guys. Like, I'm pretty satisfied at this food. I'm pretty happy with it. It was I wouldn't say it's not nearly as fancy as some of the other things that I've made, but it's quite good. It's quite good. I'm pretty pleased with myself. I mean, this just tastes like homemade pasta and stuff. It's just real good, real tasty. Get a little bit of the mushroom on this bite. And you guys give me shit about the salt. I'm barely tasting the salt, honestly. Like, it's not salty at all. It's way more peppery than it is salty. Because the meatballs, oh, they're very spicy. Salt resist stat? Yeah, I did spec for it. I did optimize my salt resistance. Yeah, I think one of the onions didn't get properly peeled. I think I know which one it was. Look, I do get salty on stream, okay? It happens. It didn't happen on Sekiro. Why do you guys suppose that was the case? I only really got salty at Sekiro during the fire boss guy. That's mostly because I didn't really give a shit about fighting the fire boss guy. Because I'm a weeb? What? Does that make sense? My unclassy ass would have added Tajin and Frank's Red Hot. What's Tajin? I've never heard of Tajin. Oh, you hate Bloodborne and like Sekiro because it features superior Nippon steel. That's right, that's right. That's why I liked it better. It's true. Thank you, Coco. Tajin is chili lime seasoning. That actually sounds good. You did have a very strange hot take on the difficulty of the final boss. In what, Sekiro? You said the first phase was the hardest and everyone was saying what? I mean, what? Like, oh, the final boss of Sekiro? Yeah, his first phase... I thought his first phase was the hardest. Honestly. Once I could knock him into his second and third phases, it felt easier. And I lit him up too. I sat through some streams of people playing that final boss, and they'd fight him for an hour. I did him in what, like a half hour? Maybe even less? I don't think it took me very long. Coco, that goose game, I kind of want to play it. Oh, it took me an hour? Okay. I just don't remember struggling too much against it. And I think I enjoyed it the whole way through. Because the goose game just kind of looks like a puzzle game, but like a cute one. For some reason, this song is so loud. I don't have any patience for that. A really solid goose simulator. I love when the goose runs away, he sticks his wings out. I mean, it's like, there's all kinds of like little touches to that game that make it look a lot of fun to me. Is it a Switch game too? I think I saw it's for the Switch. Yo, Switch is straight up killing it right now. Like, Switch is fucking killing it right now. Ooh. I can't stand geese? Really? You know, Michael the Gamer, you're not the first person that I've seen say that they just can't stand geese. There's a podcast I listen to, and one of the guys who hosts it is, like, deathly terrified of, like, Canada geese. I don't mind them. Big-ass birds, I think they're cute. Even when they get mad. They don't bother me. Sorry. I had a bit of pasta that was, refusing. It was giving me the Undertale, but it refused. So should I unfollow Floofy if she does the genocide run of Undertale? No, because she's not a coward. But she did the pacifist run first, Coco. Do you know what that means? I'm not gonna say it because she might watch this and I don't want to spoil her, but Coco, do you know what that means? Yes, but the people who only watch genocide runs... Wait. But the people that only watch genocide runs are cowards? Wait. The game even calls them out on it? What do you mean? Oh. And Flyway has a line that's like, at least you're not just watching. Truth spoken, I haven't even really watched a playthrough of the genocide run. I've just read about it. I mean, it's not going to spoil Floofy to say it. Spoilers incoming for the ending of Undertale, by the way. The game's been out for ages, so if you haven't played it already. But at the end of the pacifist run, the game basically tells you, hey, you got the good ending, everyone's happy, please don't undo all the happiness that you did. Please don't reset our world. And I said, you know what, you're right. I said, you're right, and I uninstalled the game. There is some backstory hidden there, but I could read it on the wiki. I don't need to... It's a game, it's like the game is engineered to make it intentionally not fun to do that route. They're just fake little video game people. Kill them all and back up the save. Cowards, it's just a game. You sound like Flowey, Blue. See, that's the attitude of somebody, Blue, that hasn't played Spec Ops The Line. Oh no, is Sheppy talking about Spec Ops The Line again? Why don't you suck that game off more on your stream, Sheppy? Thank you, I will. If you haven't played Spec Ops The Line is the game that taught me that, you know what? Just because. I tried the genocide run, I quit because it felt like a boring slog. It's supposed to, Michael the Gamer. It's supposed to. It's designed to not be fun. Coco, what are you ugging about? Shep knows my stance on that game. What? Spec Ops? Oh, Spec Ops? Do I know your stance on it? I don't know if I do, honestly. You didn't like it? We talked about it like dozens of times. Have we, though? You loathe it. Huh. I don't remember us having this conversation, Coco. Because I feel like that would have stood out to me. I know the basic idea of what happens. I mean, at this point, the unfortunate thing is that the game was meant to be played, like, kind of right when it came out. It's the most faux deep pseudo-intellectual, oh my god, you're a monster shit that Undertale did 10 times better. Undertale did do it better. Spec Ops did it first. But Spec Ops, did it in more subtle ways than I think that you're giving it credit for. I mean, I don't think you're giving it enough credit to call it pseudo-intellectual. I mean, it is basically just Heart of Darkness, the video game, but they did it really well. I really need to play Spec Ops The Line. The last Spec Ops game I played was Omega Squad. Yeah, Michael the Gamer, you'll love it. It's the kind of thing that needs to be done extremely well. Undertale did it fantastically, so I have high expectations. The problem is, if you do Undertale first, Spec Ops might disappoint, because Undertale basically took Spec Ops' idea and expanded on it in a big way. But one thing that Undertale doesn't do, and that Spec Ops does, is Spec Ops is, I mean, it's an indictment of behavior in video games on the one hand, but on the other hand, it's really more of a targeted indictment of military shooter games, which if you're not super into, some of it's going to go over your head, probably. The entire message is just, you want to be a hero, so here's a game of you shooting brown people, you suck. And it's like, no, you're making me shoot brown people because you put them in the fucking way to complete the game. Coco, the developer's point is you don't have to play the game. I think one of the developers outright said the only way to really play Spec Ops The Line on a completely clean conscience is just to not play the game. Then don't charge you money for it. Don't buy it. You pretentious fuck. I love it. So it took the War Games approach? Yeah, it basically did. Folks, I'm stuffed. That was delicious. Yeah, Coco, Undertale gives you the choice in every situation, so you have to try to not be a monster. Yeah, but it's also kind of a, I don't know. Like I said, yeah, I have copped to the fact that Undertale kind of did that message better, but Spec Ops did it first. And a better, in my opinion, targeted indictment, specifically of military shooter games. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that's the end of the stream. We cooked spaghetti and meatballs, and it was delicious. If one of my mods or somebody, actually, anybody out there in chat, if you could find someone for me to raid, I'd really appreciate it. I have been trying to raid people who are also doing a cooking stream, but I've had mixed success on that, and quite frankly, most of the people watching me now are my core community, who'd probably rather watch a video game stream. So, yeah, and also if you could find somebody who has a microphone, that'd be nice. The last couple of people although the last guy I raided, he had a microphone, he just wasn't talking, like, into it. He didn't acknowledge the raid, really. He didn't say very much. He just, like, kept playing the game. And it's like, homie, like, you know, run with it. And Coco, you did point out that raids are more to make the raider feel better, but I don't necessarily agree with that. When I get raided, it makes me excited. And also, a lot of people who watch my stream came from raids. Kehode came from a raid. Blue came from a raid. I mean, hands up in chat if the reason why you're watching me is because I either raided someone else or someone else raided me, and that's how you discovered me. I mean, when you're a small-time streamer, any exposure is good exposure. So that's why I'm always trying to raid people who are at around my level or below, because, I don't know, we don't have a whole lot of options. Every time I raid someone, it's because I realize, oh, I have 20 people, I ought to dump them somewhere. Plus, I want to give more attention to Kaseki streamers. It's another good. That is a noble pursuit, Blue. I agree. I watch you because you were one of the 2 people on Twitch streaming E8 at the time, and you had better production values. Hey, you see? That's why I put in the effort. That's why I get all the cameras and the microphones and shit. Production values, baby, it keeps them coming back. And by the way, here comes the bridge, or the chorus, rather. The chorus! I love this song. I love this game. Alright, is anybody... I guess no one's found anybody for me to raid, so I guess I'm gonna have to do this. Majima and Makoto forever? I know. Poor Majima. Poor fucking guy. You can't find shit. I hear ya. Alright, let me pop over to who I'm following, and let's see if I can just find somebody to send you guys to. I'd like to introduce you to people who might be fun, that you might like. Wow, yeah, there really isn't a whole lot of people on, are there? Not really. Let's go to... Sorry, let's go to categories. Trails of Cold Steel. Blind Leading the Blind. That stream you watch? I don't know about that stream title. Day 18 Hard Mode. No help. Tip thanks. Exclamation point lurk. Huh. And no, for some reason, none of those really jump out at me. Trails of Cold Steel 2 continues now. Let's Go Save Our Sister by Selu here. Why do I feel like I've rated Sad Sausage streaming? Raid Mr. JRPG. He's streaming and he's an dude. You're absolutely right. Mr. JRPG is a stand-up guy. We're gonna raid him. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for stopping by. I will be streaming Astral Chain tomorrow, but for now, I leave you. The food turned out great. This was a highly successful stream. You're all wonderful, and I will see you tomorrow. Stand